Welcome back to Drive&rpm. Today, we are standing at the epicenter of the most significant shift in the automotive hierarchy since the invention of the internal combustion engine. We are not merely reviewing a luxury electric sedan today. We are dissecting a geopolitical statement. Look closely at the badge on the nose of this machine. It is yellow and green. It reads A. CBC, the initials of Anthony Colin Bruce Chapman. For 75 years, this badge was the holy grail of British engineering. It represented a dusty, freezing cold shed in Norfolk, in England. It represented a philosophy that was almost religious in its strictness. Simplify, then add lightness. It represented cars like the Lotus 7, the Elan, the Elise, and the Exige, machines that were famous for being fragile, loud, uncomfortable, leaking oil on your driveway, but offering a telepathic connection to the road that no Ferrari or Porsche could ever match. But this machine violates every single one of those sacred principles. This is the 2026 Lotus Emeya. It is not simple. It is arguably the most complex consumer product currently on sale, packed with more computing power than the entire grid of a Formula One race from a decade ago. It is not light. It tips the scales at nearly 2,500 kilograms, which would make Colin Chapman spin in his grave fast enough to generate electricity for the national grid. And, perhaps most controversially, it is not built in a shed in Norfolk. It is manufactured in a billion-dollar Dampomadzas, fully automated, state-of-the-art hyper-factory in Wuhan, China. So, the question we have to ask ourselves today is uncomfortable, but necessary. Is this a cynical marketing exercise where a Chinese giant has simply skinned a heritage brand to sell appliances? Or is it possible that the Chinese automotive industry has actually saved Lotus by doing the one thing the British never could? Building a car that actually works. To understand this car, you have to understand the chess game being played by its owner, Geely. While American and European politicians were busy arguing about trade tariffs, borders, and banning Chinese software, Geely, the owner of Volvo, Polestar, Zeekr, and the largest shareholder of Mercedes-Benz, decided to stop knocking on the door of the West and simply bought the keys to the house. The Emeya is their Trojan Horse. It is designed to look British. It is styled to sit comfortably next to an Aston Martin in a London or Los Angeles valet parking. But underneath the leather and the aluminium, the battery chemistry, the software architecture, and the manufacturing tolerances are 100% Chinese supremacy. It is the end of an era and the beginning of a new world order in performance cars. We are going to find out if this 905 horsepower monster has a soul, or if it is just a calculator on wheels. Let's start this deep dive with the exterior design, because the styling here serves a critical engineering function that separates it from the competition. Lotus calls this design language porosity. In the era of internal combustion, aerodynamics was simply about pushing air over the car or around it to reduce drag. In 2026, the game is about letting the air flow through the car. If you look at the front bumper, those aren't fake vents. In a BMW M5 or an Audi RS7, you often see plastic honeycombs that are blocked off, serving no purpose other than vanity. Here, they are functional tunnels. The air enters the front intake, travels through the high-pressure zone of the wheel arches to cool the massive 10-piston brake calipers, and exits through the vents sculpted deeply into the doors. This reduces the high-pressure air that usually lifts the car at speed, keeping the front axle pinned to the ground without adding ugly wings or spoilers. It is functional art, derived directly from the multi-million-dollar Evija hypercar. But the car is also biologically alive. I mean that literally. The front grille is equipped with an active air shutter system. When you are cruising on the highway, trying to conserve range, these triangular petals shut tight, sealing the front of the car to make it as slippery as a bar of soap, reducing the drag coefficient to a world-class level of 0.21. But the moment you engage track mode, or the moment the thermal management system detects that the battery is getting hot from repeated acceleration, the car breathes. The pedals open up mechanically to feed air to the radiators. It looks like a predator flaring its nostrils before a kill. Moving to the rear, the active aerodynamics continue to shame the competition. There is an active rear diffuser and a dual-layer active rear wing. This isn't just for show. At high speeds, this wing deploys and generates a net downforce of 215 kilograms. That is a massive number for a road car. It pushes the rear tires into the asphalt, ensuring that this heavy beast stays planted even when you are defying the laws of physics in a corner. And we must address the sensors. Look at the roof and the wheel arches. In 2026, autonomous driving is the battlefield. The Emeya is fitted with 4 deployable LiDAR sensors. When you don't need them, they retract into the bodywork to preserve the clean lines. When you activate the intelligent driving assist, they pop out. It is the perfect blend of technology and aesthetics, something the Tesla Model S still lacks because Elon Musk refuses to use LiDAR technology. Step inside, and the Saxonzimmer, silent invasion, becomes even more apparent. If you sit in a Tesla Model S Plaid, the interior feels sparse, minimalist, and frankly, a bit cheap for the price tag. If you sit in the Lotus Emeya, it feels like the cockpit of a Gulfstream jet. The materials are exquisite. Lotus has moved away from traditional heavy leathers and uses a mix of Napa leather, Alcantara, and a new sustainable fabric made from repurposed fashion industry waste called Refiber. It feels premium, it feels distinct, and it smells expensive. The metal switches are real aluminum, coated in PVD, physical vapor deposition, in a knurled finish. They are cold to the touch. They click with the mechanical precision of a Swiss watch. A stark contrast to the haptic touch plastic buttons we are seeing in German cars lately. But the centerpiece of this cabin is the digital experience. The infotainment system is powered by dual Qualcomm Snapdragon 8155 chips running Unreal Engine. Yes, the gaming engine used in Fortnite and Call of Duty. The graphics on the central OLED screen are rendered in real-time 3D. When you turn on the headlights in the real world, the headlights on the digital car on the screen turn on instantly. When it rains, digital rain appears on the screen. It is obsessive attention to detail that makes legacy automakers look like they are running Windows 95. And for the driver, there is a massive 55-inch augmented reality head-up display. It projects navigation arrows directly onto the road surface in your line of sight. It highlights obstacles in red. It shows you the racing line. It makes you feel like a fighter pilot in an F-35. This level of software integration is something legacy brands like Ford or GM are still struggling to master. Yet here it is, working flawlessly in a car you can buy today. The audio system is another highlight. It is developed by the British brand KEF. It uses UniQ technology, where the tweeter is mounted in the acoustic center of the mid-range cone. It creates a soundstage that is so precise, so clear, that you can hear the guitarist's fingers sliding on the strings. It also features active road noise cancellation, using the speakers to emit anti-frequencies that cancel out tire roar. It is a concert hall on wheels. Now, let's talk about the violence. And I use that word carefully. The version we are testing today is the flagship, the Lotus Emeya R. It is powered by a dual motor setup that produces a violence-inducing 905 horsepower and 985 Newton meters of torque. But horsepower figures in 2026 are cheap. Anyone can buy a big electric motor. The secret weapon here is the transmission. Most electric cars, even the fast ones like the Tesla Plaid, use a single-speed transmission. They give you a massive punch off the line. But as the motor spins faster, the torque drops off. The acceleration fades at high speeds. Lotus looked at that problem and said, no. They went to the engineering drawing board. and installed a 2-speed transmission on the rear axle, similar to the Porsche Taycan but refined. This is what separates a toy from a weapon. First gear is short. It is geared for maximum violence. When you engage launch control, this car will hit 60 miles per hour in 2.78 seconds. It physically hurts. It rearranges the fluid in your inner ear. It blurs your peripheral vision. But it's the shift that gets you. Just when you think the acceleration is going to plateau, you feel a mechanical thump. The car shifts into second gear, and it kicks you in the chest again. It keeps pulling harder and harder, all the way to a top speed of 256 kilometers per hour. It feels relentless. It feels like being strapped to the front of a bullet train. But it's heavy. I hear the purists screaming. Yes, it weighs 2,480 kilograms. There is no hiding that, but this is where the Chinese technology comes in to cheat physics. The Emeya sits on a chassis system called 6D Intelligent Chassis Control. The air suspension reads the road surface 1,000 times per second. Let that sink in. In the time it takes you to blink, this car has analyzed the tarmac, adjusted the damper stiffness, tweaked the active anti-roll bars to zero out body roll, and steered the rear wheels to help you rotate. We took this car to the canyons earlier today, and the sensation is eerie. You turn the wheel, and the nose darts in with the sharpness of a sports car. The rear wheel steering turns opposite to the front wheels at low speeds, virtually shrinking the wheelbase. It makes this 5-meter-long limousine feel like a hot hatch. It masks its weight so effectively that it feels like sorcery. It is synthetic. Yes, it doesn't have the raw kind of analog feedback of an old Elise, but the capability and the grip are on another planet. However, in 2026 the real luxury is not speed, it is time. And this is where the Lotus Emeya drives a stake through the heart of the competition. The biggest argument against electric cars in the US has always been charging time. I don't want to wait an hour to charge. Well, Geely has solved that too. The Emeya runs on a state-of-the-art 800-volt architecture. This is the platinum standard of EVs. If you plug this car into a 400-kilowatt DC hypercharger, the chemistry inside these CATL batteries performs a miracle. You can charge from 10% to 80% in just 14 minutes. 14 minutes. That is a bathroom break. That is ordering a coffee and waiting for the barista to make it. By the time you get back to the car, you have added 300 miles of range. This speed effectively kills range anxiety. It changes the psychology of ownership. You stop planning your life around the car, and the car starts fitting into your life. This is the advantage of the Made in China supply chain. They have access to battery technology that the legacy American brands are still trying to reverse engineer. And it's not just the speed, it's the consistency. The thermal management system preconditions the battery automatically when you set the navigation to a charger, ensuring you get peak speeds even in cold weather. This reliability is what separates the Emeya from the flashy prototypes. It works in the real world. It works on the highway. It works when you're late for a meeting. So Mai, what is the final verdict? Is the Lotus Emeya a real Lotus? If you define Lotus by the past, by oil leaks, manual gearboxes, lightness and poverty, spec interiors, then no. This car is an alien. It has nothing to do with the Elise. It has nothing to do with the shed in Norfolk. But if you define Lotus by what Colin Chapman actually wanted, which was engineering dominance, aerodynamic innovation, and beating the giants with superior technology, then this is the ultimate Lotus. Geely has used the Lotus brand to deliver a message to the world. They have taken a beloved British heritage, injected it with unlimited capital and cutting-edge Chinese technology, and created a product that is objectively better than almost anything else on the road. This car steers better than a Tesla Model S Plaid. It charges faster than a Porsche Taycan, and it is built with a quality that makes the Germans nervous. The Emeya is the Trojan Horse, It has entered the gates of the West. It is parked in our driveways. And the most terrifying part for the competition, it is magnificent. The invasion is over. They won. Thanks for watching Drive RPM. Let me know in the comments, would you buy this British car made in Wuhan? Or are you sticking with the Germans? Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.